Yo, what is up, everyone? It has been a hot minute since I have been on Facebook Live. A hot minute. So, I'm just a little bit closer because I'm so far away. But when you join, say hello. Let me know where you're in from. I'm just on a little bit of a cleanse. But anyway, when you do join, say hello if you're watching the replay, #replay. My name is Colleen Gallagher, if you've never met me or know me. I'm super excited to be here. And today, what I wanted to specifically talk about and come on a video about is the coronavirus. I have made it a point, if you watch me, I'm mostly on Instagram stories, to not... Hey Nate, actually before I go into the coronavirus, I just wanted to say my name is Colleen Gallagher. If you haven't met me before, please let me know when you're on. I'd love to hear if you're on the replay. What I'm super passionate about is helping people make their dreams come true and really connecting business and spirituality, and so you can become a heart-centered business leader. I wanted to specifically though come on today and talk about the coronavirus. So for those of you who don't know, I had cancer at age 14. And that led to a lot of different things in my life. But the biggest thing that I wanted to share with all of you is that it really allowed me to understand what sickness means in the body. And so when I was 14 and I was diagnosed with cancer, I learned that it was because throat cancer, thyroid cancer, is because that I was not using my voice in the way that I was meant to, or the way that I was desired or meant to be speaking for my purpose on the planet. And the coronavirus I wanted to go into because it seems like there's a lot of fear around this, and a lot of people have been asking me my thoughts, and I've not been present with it. So I want to share it publicly. My thoughts on the coronavirus, as any illness, is what we give attention to grows. So if you're someone who's extremely fearful of the coronavirus, or someone who's extremely fearful of just diseases maybe, or you're fearful of getting sick, well, I would first look at, what are you really afraid of with the coronavirus? Is that you're afraid of getting it? Are you afraid of possibly passing away? Are you afraid of the media? Like, what is it that you are actually afraid of when it comes to the virus? Because wherever your attention goes, like energy goes, that's what usually shows up in your life. So let's say, for an example, we can put this into business and we can put this into lifestyle. If you say that I really, really want a relationship, you're like, I want it so bad. Why is it not happening? Why is it not happening? I really want this so bad. Well, your attention's going to why you don't have the relationship, so you can't really see why you would have the relationship, instead of maybe focusing on yourself, bettering yourself, and empowering yourself. Well, the same thing can go in business. If you're sitting there and you're going, I really want to start a business, but I don't have this yet, or I don't have this yet, and it's not happening in this way. Well, you keep focusing on what you don't have instead of what you do have. So if you're so focused on, I don't want the coronavirus, instead of focusing on, I actually already do have my health, and I already actually am very healthy. I'm actually living an amazing life. I'm actually living an extraordinary life. I am so grateful I get to go for walks. I'm so grateful I get to do whatever that is that I get to do. Well, you've now just shifted your whole energy into a state of gratitude, into a state of abundance, into a state of everything that already exists for you. And so I wanted to share that. And the thing that I drew a little picture for you all to show you here. So imagine that if you are someone who's like fully focused on yourself, fully focused on where you're going, you have an energy field like this. This is you, and we all have energy fields around us. And in this energy field right here, nothing can enter, right? Because you are so focused on yourself. So it's like, if I'm saying I'm going to start a business and I'm super excited about it, or I'm going to grow my business, or I'm going to show up for this book launch, or I'm going to write a book, I'm going to be so focused, and my whole energy bubble is going to be focused on that book. Well, if I go, I'm so worried about the coronavirus and what's going to happen and all these things, well, look at, you don't have an energy field anymore that's fully protected and fully supported. You have an energy field that has leaks in it, where things can enter into your energy field. They can hook into you. And when you have this difference this is when you become susceptible to getting something that you don't want to get, because you aren't focused on what it is you want. You're so focused on fear that's collectively rising in something else. So let's say, for an example, like I could say, you know, with that diagram, if I go, okay, I'm going to go for a walk and I'm super focused on my walk, I'm going to do it. And then all of a sudden I get a phone call, or all of a sudden something else happens and I don't go on the walk. Well, that's because I actually wasn't truly focused on the walk. I wasn't clear in my energy that that's really what I wanted to do. I was really committed to it. I was kind of maybe like halfway there, which would be like this. So I'll draw another photo for you guys. So maybe it's not a full circle, but you have like one like this. Where now, okay, well, I see the cracks, so something can enter, and then once now there's small cracks, there's bigger cracks. And that's with everything of your life, whether it's the coronavirus, it's relationships, it's money, it's whatever, but that's kind of how your energy field around you works, and how you can be susceptible to things like the coronavirus entering into you. And so I wanted to share that. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is anything that happens in the body, it's just simply a feedback loop. So I kind of talked about a little bit, like if all of a sudden you have a cough, like you're coughing, it's because literally you're not voicing something you're wanting to voice. If your eyes have something going on, it's because you're choosing to not see something that the universe wants you to see. There's something in your gut going on, it's because you're not listening to your gut. You're not moving from your core. You're not strong in who you are. You are being whimsical and moving from another part of your body, because your core is where your energy comes from. It's where you move from. It's where you come with confidence. Otherwise, you would walk with your core this way, but your legs are going the other way. Your core is what guides your whole body to be centered, and you want to be clear in that. Otherwise, again, you're creating leaks in your energy field, which allow energy to enter in to your field, and then it could totally take over. So this is kind of arrows. But eventually, if you have this happen consistently, what then will happen is you create hooks. So it would be like hooks like this. So this is how you want to be. This is if you're not clear, not moving from your core. You have things that are entering. And this is when you have things enter and they hook onto you. They are now attached to you. They become part of you. This is how something like cancer forms, which is what I had, because I wasn't clear in who I wasn't moving from my core. And now maybe at the age I was at 14, I didn't know those things, but that's a way to think about it. So the thing that you can do, or the things I want to offer you, is that you want to start focusing on your immune system. So first of all, you want to start focusing on what it is you're meant to do. And if there's anything that's happening around you that doesn't uplift you or empower you or elevate you or educate you to get where you want to go, you're being distracted by the news or the media or a game on your phone or people talking about quarantines, whatever that is. And those are real things. Like, they could really be happening, but I'm not going to choose to focus on that. I'm going to choose to focus on what I can do. And what I can do is I can be in control of my own immune system. I can be in control of what my own energy is focusing on. And I can be in control of that. And that's it. And so I'm not going to listen to the news. I'm not going to listen to the media. I'm going to do what I can do at my best. So one thing that I use a lot for immune system, if you haven't heard of this company, I don't get paid for this, but Simboka. So I use his products. He's an amazing chemist. This is for your brain, and this is kind of like a brain activator, where this one is for your immune system and cellular energy. It's B12, but it also has a lot of mushrooms in it. And this helps with your cellular energy. So I just take a few things of those every day, and that really helps. The other thing that can really help with boosting your immune system, or looking at what it is that you want to achieve, is understanding how to do breath work that will focus you and center you. So for an example, I just did an amazing breath work and sound healing last night, or I attended one, I should say, at Ryan Blair's house. If you haven't heard of him, I didn't know really who he was, but an extraordinary entrepreneur who's really doing some great work in the world. And so Tony was the guy who led this. And one thing that he really did that I liked is you had to do 4 inhales in. So it was, and when you're doing this, you are putting your gut out. So I guess I can stand up and show you. It might be helpful. So you have some breath. But anyway, you would go like this. So when you breathe out, you go, and then you breathe, you hold it. So you do that for 4. As you're going, you hold it for 7, and you breathe out for 8. And in that breath work, in that sequence that you do, that is going to slow down your nervous system and allowing you to be present here. So I'm going to do it with, I'll do it with you to show you. Let me see if I can back this up so you can maybe see me more. But anyway, I'll do it with you so you can see my face as well. Let's see. Okay. So what you do is you would go like this. So you basically, this was from his last night. This is not my breath work. This is from Tony's. I can leave his Instagram here. There's many breath works that you can do like this. I'm just giving you an example of a way to start tapping into your immune system and your nervous system, which is going to calm you down from having fears and anxiety about something like the coronavirus. So, and this will just increase your energy and optimization. So basically you would breathe in and your stomach goes out. So that would be something that you do time and time again. You just do it over and over as you are working on your breath. And as you do that, it's a simple sequence that's going to help you as well with your immune system and just everything like that. So another thing that you can do to really take control of your own immune system and things that you want to do is yoga and working out. So I do yoga once a day, for those of you who don't know, for an hour a day minimum. And that's something else that you can do to really empower you, educate and elevate your immune system, and also your mindset. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to the coronavirus, which I've kind of been alluding to here this whole time, is that your mindset is everything, right? So if you have a mindset that you're fearful of the coronavirus, you have a mindset of you're not sure what's you're not sure what's going to happen, or like you're really fearful, you have all these feelings coming up. I don't want you to not acknowledge those fears or those feelings that are coming up. I think it's really important if the coronavirus is having any type of feelings come up for you to acknowledge those feelings and for you to then get curious why those feelings are coming up. So example that I hear some people say is, well, I'm afraid if I die. Well, what if you lived your life in a way, maybe that's the inspiration you needed. What if you started to live your life in such a way where you weren't afraid to die? What if you were living your life in such a way where you were living your dreams every day? And maybe this is what you needed, the coronavirus, to inspire you to take action, to live your life in a way where there could be nothing that comes about where you would be so afraid of death because you would feel like you've already lived such a fulfilling life. And in that practice of doing that, that also is going to help you educate and empower yourself and empower others, because when you take control of your mindset, of your emotions, of things that are going on inside of you, and get curious about why those things are happening, you can start to take different actions. You can start to have different thoughts in your life. So for an example, I can say with one of my things, so I had a privilege to speak at 2 events this week online, which was super amazing. One was Manifesting Like a Goddess, and the other was for an online summit, which was about research with love. And I just recorded my first episode of my podcast as well, so it should be out this weekend, hopefully. But the thing that I wanted to share with you is that it all comes back to mindset, right? And what's inspiring you to either be fearful of the coronavirus, or what is inspiring you to know that, as I've shared before, your energy field cannot be touched, because your energy field is so solid. You don't have any leaks for things to come in, and nothing can hook into you, because you yourself already have a mindset of I am who I am, and I am whole and complete in that. And any emotions that come up, I'm going to look at them, get curious about them, and heal them instead of suppressing them, not acknowledging them, which creates leaks, which creates something like a cough, or it creates something like an eye problem, or it creates cancer, which then is a hook into you, right? Cancer, which I had, it's a hook. Something has hooked into me because I was allowing leakages, because I wasn't clear on who I was. And so just keep remembering that. And hopefully, the story I was going to share with you about the podcast that I have. So, I just started this podcast. The first episode will be released this weekend. But in this process, I knew that I was going to start a podcast over a year ago, right? And I never did it. And because of that, when I knew I had something, but I was resisting my attention going somewhere. Instead, I was focusing my energy on why I shouldn't do it, how it's not going to be a great idea, or like all these other things. Well, that has caused a lot of disruption in my life because it has probably hindered me from being more confident or more fulfilled or more excited, knowing that I'm doing what I'm meant to do. So I hope some of these things that I shared with you throughout this video, I gave a lot of little tidbits, have served you. I hope that they help. I hope that they empower you. Education is the most important thing that we can ever have, to educate our mind and educate our heart on remembering who it is that we're meant to be. And from that place, then taking action to empower ourselves to live a life that is more fulfilling, to live a life that is more rewarding, to live a life that is filled with love instead of filled with fear. And regardless of what's going on in the media or anything external, everything starts back within. If you don't allow the media to enter your field, if you don't allow negative things to enter your field, and you focus on yourself, you focus on boosting your immune system, you focus on you being happy, I promise you there will be no impact of any virus on you or cancer or anything ever, as long as you are the one that's living in alignment. And every time you do find a sickness or you do find your body going through something, it's a time for you to get curious and ask yourself, what is this feedback that my body is giving me? What is this loop that's going on? And if you have any questions about any of this, I know I shared a lot, please reach out to me, let me know. If you're someone who wants to work more with me, or you have more questions about my work or how I've gotten to all this knowledge, feel free to reach out to me. I do have an opportunities to work with me one-on-one. I opened that for this month because there was an ally that I knew recently, and he passed away from a car accident. And it reminded me that I want to help as many people as possible understand their health, also understand their spiritual gifts, and understand how they can monetize their life with those two things. So I'm sending you infinite love and blessings, and please feel free to share this. If you know someone it would be helpful to, tag people, or reach out to me with any questions at all. I love answering your questions and making sure that you have the right information of what I'm doing and what you can do and teach people in your community to be more positive, to be more fulfilled, and excited about the life that they're leading. So I'll talk with you all very soon.